Welcome back, everyone. Gear 100 was here with an... Oh, dang it. Hold on. I really need to get that dang thing fixed. Okay, but we're back with another video for you guys today. Hopefully, you guys can enjoy this here. And as you guys can see by this title, well, as you guys did see by the title, and from this pic right here that I'm showing you guys should be able to tell. What if Deku had All For One? So, okay. Obviously, I think we all know, okay, somehow the fact is, it wasn't revealed that All For One is Deku's dad, and it made me freaking mad at that. So, even though we all pretty much kind of guessed, and we thought we knew it was him, but I guess not. But okay, and this what if, that's about to change for the better. Okay, and this is a series where it can have two outcomes. So I want you guys to choose which route this could go. This can either go the hero route or the villain route. Actually, I'm gonna put up a poll for that. So you guys go into my community post and pretty much check that out. You guys choose which one it can go. You know what? I think I'm gonna split between it. I'm gonna make it a split. So this is gonna be a split series. So this is the first episode. So I'll leave this pretty much biased to you guys, and then you guys can choose which route to go. But if you guys want to watch it, I'm gonna make a playlist out of this. So with that being said, y'all ready? I'm ready. Cue the intro.
Hey Ross, sauce it up. She can get dangerous, yeah. She can get dangerous, yeah. You staying with a lame beast, yeah. But I'm staying with the gang beast, 'cause that's gang shit. Like, ooh, and they gon' stay by my side, 'cause them boys down to ride, yeah. Like, ooh, she tryna play with my mind. I can't be wasting no time, yeah. But them boys.
Okay, we would start at Deku's birth. When he was born, just like All For One, if you guys haven't seen All For One's backstory, I suggest you go see it. Otherwise, you guys will be very goddamn lost about where I'm about to go with here. We cut to when Izuku is born. So, give me 1 second. I gotta change it. So, yes. All For One, aka Hasashi, is holding Izuku. But something strange is happening that only All For One can feel. Izuku's quirk is activating already. And All For One knows what this feeling is. Like, okay, just imagine Izuku's like hand or finger is like, yeah, his hand is sticking out and it grabs All For One's finger. And out of reflex, Izuku instinctively took a quirk from All For One. All For One opened his eyes wide in complete shock, like completely dropping the facade that he has on this life that he's portraying as Hasashi Midoriya. He's shocked. Izuku, his son, took one of his quirks. And not just any quirk. This guy is gonna freaking be funny here. Izuku took the spike quirk that All For One, stole from his mother when he was a baby all those years ago. Well, all those centuries ago. Yeah, because quirks halt aging and stuff like that. So now so All For One completely dropped his character facade. He can't believe what he's seeing what just happened. He wants to know if this is true, and he can't use the spiked quirk that he has anymore, that he had gotten from his mother. All For One raises Izuku toward his face, and as Izuku opens his eyes, he looks dead into his father. Izuku has white hair and, it's a mint color, like I always say. Hold on, I gotta switch it real quick. This is what Izuku's hair looks like. In the show, it's like black and green, but instead it's like white and green. Imagine the black parts are white, and he still has the green in it. So it's like a mint color is still. But anyway, All For One looks into his son's eyes, and as Izuku opens his eyes and looks at him, All For One is stunned. Izuku has green eyes, just like his mother, just like Yoichi. All For One can't help but feel attached to Izuku in some sort of way. He never cared about anything before other than just being, the Demon Lord, ruling over everything. But there was always something in the back of his mind that he wanted his little brother back. And he felt like he had gotten it with Izuku, but instead it was his son. All For One had, now he felt a sense of like protection toward Izuku. Like he needed Izuku in his life. And while Izuku is resting and the doctors like let All For One hold Izuku for like a bit more time as they step out, All For One raises his sons to his face, and as Izuku looks into his eyes, he says these words: "My son, you, like me, are born to take over the world. We were born to dominate all. I am on a slow decline, my son, but you shall carry on my legacy. You bear the same quirk that I have. You bear the perfect genetics to be better than I once was. You are me, my son. My legacy will continue on through you, as you will become the next All For One." As Izuku just makes a baby noise at him, you know, like you guys see now. But it's crazy because when All For One shows off his All For One, like his lightning, like red and black lightning, Izuku shows off the same one. It's the exact same color, red and black. And Izuku's eyes, they change from green to red. Heh. And All For One just smiles. Like father, like son. Truly, we are the same. As Izuku would even, because he's a baby, he has no control over this. He actively does show off the spike quirk that All For One has, but it's much different. Let me explain. Izuku's All For One is 100 times stronger than what it used to be because, okay, I'm gonna tell you guys right now. The vestiges inside of One For All, do lead there, and there is like an All For One image within One For All. You guys could say it's just the past users showing Izuku their memories or their visions of what happened to them, like the past. But I feel there is a trace of All For One in there because the quirk did come from him. So Izuku having just the tiniest bit of All For One, due to having a child that has his quirk, let's just say the traces of All For One within One For All kind of went to Izuku's like All For One. So basically Izuku got a century boosted freaking All For One. And it's even evolved as well. So if Izuku takes your quirk, 1, he already knows how to use it, and 2, it's upgraded times 100. Like, let me explain. Izuku just took All For One spike quirk. Like, let me try to put it on display again. As you guys know, All For One can shoot out these spikes from anywhere. Now, Izuku, he can pretty much multi-spike them. Like, if he shoots off one giant spike, he can make it explode into, like, splintered shards and everything else. He can control them even after he's already shot them off. It doesn't have to be one gigantic straight line, even though he could do that if he wanted to. But the quirk is 100 times upgraded. Let me think of something else. Dang, I'm trying to think. What's a good quirk with backlash? Okay. Let me give off Bakugo's quirk. Bakugo's quirk is like this. Bakugo can use his big explosions with his gauntlets, but if he tries to use a gigantic explosions without his gauntlets, he ends up tearing his muscles apart and hurting himself. Deku wouldn't feel any backlash at all, and Bakugo's natural quirk, like as it was in the beginning, would already function as nukes. And Deku would already be able to use the quirk awakening state because it's just that boosted. So yeah, if Deku were to take your quirk, my god, you have a bad freaking time dealing with him. And that's why All For One wants Izuku so badly. Pause. All For One wants Izuku to be the next him. And he knows his son can be even greater, but also his son could be a threat if the heroes were allowed to get their hands on him. Which is why All For One is going to stick around in Izuku's life, to make sure he leads him onto that path. So, okay, we're going to cut to Deku's early life right now. So, All For One would pretty much keep up the facade of Hisashi Midoriya for a long time, basically keeping tabs on Izuku. And this is before he went to go fight All Might and everything else. Like, in this verse, okay, All For One never did get that injury because he was way too busy focusing on Izuku as of this current state. So, he didn't go fight All For One after. Okay, well, I don't know at what point did that happen, but we do know Deku's dad left like when Izuku was young. So maybe that was All For One that went to go fight All Might at the time. But in this AU, All For One never did. He never actually left to go fight All Might. He was way too focused and embedded into Izuku to be in his life. He wanted to influence Izuku to be just like him. So whenever Inko was pretty much out or doing things, All For One would show off his quirk to Izuku, and Izuku and Reflex would do the same thing. It's like they had a connected mind somehow. And I mean, it would be utterly ridiculous if as Hasashi went out, Izuku would always, well, kind of be in a zen type of state. He would still interact with his mom a lot. Like, he loved both of his parents, but whenever his dad would come back, Inko could automatically tell that they were both drawn to each other by some type of force. Inko would never know what that force was, or like what was up with Izuku to be drawn to Hasashi so much. But for some reason, he just loved his dad like a whole bunch more than his mom did, which Inko didn't mind. It's a father-son type of thing. They're both boys, so why not? But Inko doesn't know it goes much deeper than that. And the thing is because these two actually kind of have a psychic link to one another. Cause okay, you know what? I'm gonna call the spike quirk. I'm gonna call it Iron Barnacle because I have no freaking idea what to name it. You know what? I'm gonna call it. You know what? I'm gonna just call it Spiked Bone. Yeah, I like to call it Spiked Bone. Why not? Maybe Iron Barnacle. Nah, Spiked Bone. Screw it. So Spiked Bone was originally All For One's mom's quirk, which as a baby All For One took, you know, out of reflex, which was crazy. And that quirk has been with All For One so long, All For One pretty much made it into his own power. So when Izuku had taken it, All For One kind of has a psychic link toward Izuku now, to where he can actually be with him even though he's not physically there with him. Speaking into Izuku's head, getting in his mind, always like tarnishing Izuku's outlook on heroes. Well, he tries, he just pushes Izuku a little bit more. He just nudges him right now. He's not forwardly pushing or shoving him, but he's just nudging Izuku onto the path that he would want him to be on, which is, you know, path of a villain. Okay, so as Izuku would get older, up in age, All For One would have to do something because he can't let the heroes figure out what his plan is. He can't let that happen. So he'd have to come up with a plan to make sure Izuku follows in his footsteps. And it pains him that he's gonna have to do this. It really does, because this is the one person he actively cares about. He's going to have to make sure Inko is out of the picture. And he can't just get rid of Inko, like, well, make her disappear, because that would just, Izuku would still probably follow the line of heroes. He's going to have to plan Inko's murder. Oh, this is going to be ridiculous. Izuku has to be pushed towards the path of a villain, and this is the only way. Oh yeah, keep in mind, guys, this is only like, this is the villain path right here. So I'm making a hero path like after this one, so just enjoy this villain path right now. So when Izuku was getting up in age, All For One had always told Izuku to keep his quirk under wraps from his mom to what it truly was. Because you know, All For One explained it like this. Izuku, some quirks can be scary. Oh wait, hold on. I need to show All For One's face for this. Okay, so it would go like this. Izuku, promise me to keep your quirk, your true quirk, under wraps from your mother. Quirks are terrifying, Izuku, and your quirk is just like mine. You're even stronger than me. Quirks are only getting stronger and stronger, my son, which is why we need to keep it under wraps. People fear what they don't understand. And if the heroes found out you had a quirk like mine, it would really jeopardize their whole problem to being heroes. You could be the best hero in the world, but they would hate you for that. You would take away all their glory, all their fame, all of their money. And that's only what heroes are about. No one is truly a hero to save anyone anymore. You've seen it, right, Izuku? They only want recognition. As All For One would, you know, play a series of, you know, images in Izuku's head, that heroes only do this for money, like the fame, the fortune, the recognition, the rankings. Why should there be rankings in terms of heroes, of who is the best and who is the worst? If people were truly in this to help anyone, there wouldn't be any rankings. There would only be heroes. But they need rankings to justify. They have to justify their wages. Their time has passed, Izuku. We're going to show them that. There is no longer a finite curve between hero and villain. Some villains aren't just natural villains. Some villains are just people who have been hurt by others in circumstances, Izuku. We're going to show the world that. Okay? Yes, Dad. Alright. As Inko does arrive home, and All For One knows he has to get rid of Inko, but one thing for sure, he has to go face his enemy. He can't put it off any longer. As Hasashi gets like a briefcase and he puts his suit on, and Izuku, oh god, this is gonna be sad. Like, Dad, don't leave, I'll miss you. And as Izuku runs to his dad crying, and he knows, like, don't worry, Izuku, I will be back, son. Before you even know it, your 4th birthday is coming up, right? Yeah. Don't worry, I'll be back on that day. And you'll have the best birthday ever. I promise. Okay. As Deku lets his dad go, as All For One walks out of the door. Then he goes to fight All Might. He gets that face injury, all that, yada, yada, yada. Because, you know, he couldn't put it off for too long anymore. He had to go finish his enemy. All For One had planned to finish All Might off right then and there. He was planning on killing All Might and taking One For All. But, you know, that didn't go as planned. So we had to go into hiding for a while. Like, well, a whole year. Oh, Lord. Finally, on Izuku's 4th birthday. Like I said, this is the villain part of this series. I'm gonna do next is the hero AU. This is the villain AU. So we cut to Izuku's quirk doctor. I gotta switch it again. Sorry, kid, it's not gonna happen. Like, oh my! As the doctor said, Izuku was essentially quirkless. But Izuku knows he has a quirk, but he promised his dad he would keep it under wraps, and he feels like he can still hear his dad in his head. Don't tell them, Izuku. Your mother cannot know. Only I know the truth. Just go tell your friends at school and see how they treat you. I've been telling you the truth all this time, but I need you to experience it to know I'm not lying, my son. Like, sorry, kid. Time to take up a different profession. As All For One's doctor, he's there in person. And I don't mean it's a copy, he's actually there. Like, but don't worry, young man, you have friends at school, right? Go tell them about your predicament. I'm sure they can cheer you up. And as they leave, have you broke the news to them? Yes, master. I've told them everything. Great. Now we must get started. All right. As Inko drops off Izuku at school and says, "Don't worry, Izuku. I'll make your favorite meal by the time you get home." Okay, Mom. And now Izuku goes to kindergarten and he experiences it. Bakugo starts to bully him and everything on that situation. And Izuku realized that his dad was right. He was actually right. Heroes don't care about saving people anymore. They only care about fame, fortune, and the recognition. Why? Why is it always about that? Why does it need to be about that? Why does there need to be a ranking system? As Izuku's eyes were to turn red, he would be angry. He would hate Bakugo and resent him for so long. He just thought, why don't I steal his quirk right now? Like, and then he would hear a voice. Easy, Izuku. Easy, my son. All in due time, you will get your revenge. Just come home for now. Like, okay, Dad. Izuku doesn't really question it because he feels like it's just in his head. Whenever he get mad or get sad or he felt like doing anything out of line, his dad in his head would always lead him on the right path. So Izuku would calm down and, he would start to walk home. Bakugo wouldn't be accompanying him. But when Izuku would get home, his house is on fire. his apartment complex is on fire, as Izuku would scream to his mom, "Mom, no!" as he would run up the burning building, and he would try to break open the door, because of the spiked bone quirk that he has, he actually does break through it. Mom, where are you? And as that would happen, Inko would be trapped under some flaming debris. Oh, here we go. And as she would look up at her son, she would know, Izuku, I'm not going to make it. Mom, no, please, I can help you. As Izuku tries to lift up the debris, he's too weak. He can't lift it up. Like, Izuku, please get out of here. Like, no, I'm not leaving. Finally, someone would walk into the burning building in a suit. Hasashi, dear, you have to get Izuku out of here. Like, what? Dad, please help Mom. Like, I'm sorry, Izuku, but we have to go. What? No, Mom! As Inko would say goodbye and I love you both. All for one would create a portal, and basically it would teleport them outside, as Izuku would see the building basically explode. No, Mom. What do I do? What do I do now? And as All for One would be there. It is okay, son. I'm still here. What do we do now, Dad? Our home is gone. Mom's gone. Like, I know a place where we can go. Here, take my hand, Izuku. I missed you, Dad. I missed you too, son. As All for One would pick up Izuku, and Izuku would be crying, "Rest, my son. Everything will be fine when you wake up." As All for One would pretty much use like a quirk to kind of knock Izuku out, but Izuku would feel like he's just tired and sleepy. As All for One would walk into an alleyway, as a portal would be created, as now we would cut to darkness. That's gonna be it for this villain part right here, guys. I hope you did enjoy that. This was amazing right here. As we're going to keep going, because this was pretty fun. I did like this villain AU. Now, if you guys like the villain AU, drop 5 likes on this one here, and we can continue that. Now, I'm gonna make a hero AU about this, and we're gonna see what you guys think about that. But as we all know, as the original, come on, let's do it. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Peace, guys.
I'm with your hoe in the house on the hills. Yeah. I'ma keep it real at the sacrifice and try to get my bands up. Shorty wanna fuck with me, she see me on the camera. She said she in love with me, but really I can't stand her. She just want part of this life cause she see me on the ground. Double tap like who I am. She can get dangerous, ride with the blam. She can get dangerous, she can get dangerous.